Welcome back to Just Scribble for a little unboxing from Moxy Life. So I am going to be using in 2024 the Moxy Life quarterly companion goal planning notebooks. Not exactly sure 100% what the name of them are, but it's basically a quarterly book to set your goals using the Moxy Life system. So you get 4 little books, one for each quarter, and then you get a little guidebook, and then the pages in the book are actually perforated, so you can tear them out and put them into a binder, or you can just use it like this and add it with your planner, or you could stick them into a traveler's notebook. You can use them kind of any way that you want. But the Moxy Life system is based on 8 categories of your life, and each category has a set color to it. So there's like a little wheel pie chart back here. So there are 8 categories and each one has a designated color to it. So throughout their planners and their goal planning books, their free printables, all of the things, each of these has its own designated color. So no matter what you're doing in the Moxy Life system, financial is always green, personal is always yellow. And in 2024, my word of the year is achieve, and I really want to focus on goals. I want to focus on setting my goals, checking in with my goals, keeping up with my goals, and I decided that I wanted to incorporate the color coding of the goal categories into my different planners, my goal reference binder, all of the things. That way across all planners, journals, everything, I could use the same color coding system. And initially I thought I would just pull out markers or dot markers or mild liners or whatever I had that kind of matched these colors and make a little set myself. But then Moxy Life came out with their own set of markers that matched their color coding system. And I decided that I would go ahead and just buy those. That way I would have a dedicated set that would truly match the color coding system, and I could keep it in a designated pen pouch, and that would be what I used for color coding my goals in all of my 2024 planners, journals, etc. So I ordered their markers when they released, and they came. They actually came right before the holidays, but I didn't have a chance to unbox, so we're going to unbox them now. The package was actually not fully sealed when I got it, but I did check and make sure everything was in there, and it looked like everything was in there. So I'm going to take everything out of this padded mailer. We'll get rid of that. And let me take off plastic and bubble wrap too. So my primary reason for ordering was for the Moxy markers and the Moxy dots. That way I could use both of those in all of my planners and everything. But I did add 2 other things to my order. So I did get a little card about like their rewards program and their video series and all of that. And then I got another card about training and then their Moxy Club. But these are the things that I ordered. So I ordered their set of vinyls. This is a set of 2 vinyls. These are their Needs and Emotions wheel stickers. So they are large vinyl stickers, and this one has all of your emotions on it, and then this one has your needs. I didn't really need these stickers, but I thought that they would be nice to add to my goal reference binder, so I ordered those. And I think they were like $4 for the set. And then I decided to order their stencil bookmark. I thought this would be really nice to have in like my planner cart or in the pencil bag that I'm going to put these in. But it's a metal bookmark, so you can use it to cut your washi and draw a straight edge. But then it has stencils built into it for all the things you would need when you were doing like a daily planner or a goal page or something like that. So I thought it would be nice to have. I think it was $12, but it's really nice, and I can never have enough straight edges and stencils for check boxes. So I ordered that. But these are the reason that I ordered. So I did order both the Moxy markers and the Moxy dots. So we're going to check both of them out. These are basically mild liners. So they are Moxy markers, and they actually say the name of the category on them, so you don't have to remember that green is for financial. Just like a mild liner, they have a bullet tip on one end and then the chiseled tip on the other end. And you get all of your different categories. So we have financial, fun and recreation, health and wellness, personal, work and learning, family and relationships, physical environment, and spiritual and personal growth. And then it comes with Moxy Gray as well. So just a gray marker. Then in the dots as well, these are packaged really nicely, but for me, it's kind of a waste. I don't store things in I apologize if you can hear our waste management trucks outside. They just showed up. I do appreciate the packaging, but I also think this is kind of a waste. I guess some people may store their markers in these little cardboard tubes. I don't, partly because if they're out of sight, they're out of mind, but also I wouldn't want to have to put both of these on my desk or find a place for them. And so I won't be using these to store, so it's kind of a waste of packaging for me, but I can probably use them for wrapping some gifts during 2024, so I'll use them for that. And then in the Moxy dots, you have the exact same thing. So you have spiritual and personal growth, financial, family and relationships, personal, health and wellness, physical environment, work and learning, fun and recreation, and then the Moxy Gray. And just like a Zig Clean color dot marker, the original ones that are dual ended, you do have a sort of bullet tip on this end. It's actually thicker than what you'll find on a Zig Clean color dot or a lot of the dupes of those. And then you have your dot marker on that end. So those are the markers and the dots. And I was planning on storing them in this Pochaco pencil case. I got this for Christmas, and I thought if these fit, and they do, this would be a great place to put them. I love Pochaco, and I thought it would be nice to have those in there just because maybe it would inspire me to use them more. And it's large enough to fit both of them, and I actually think the stencil will fit. Yep, the stencil will fit in there as well. Actually, I can probably put that up here in the pocket. Perfect. So the stencil fits there, and then I can put the markers and dots down here, and then I keep this on my planning cart, and I'll have everything all together. So I did want to swatch these out. This is my night owl journal from July to December. I used this for part of the second half of the year because I was reviewing it and testing it, and then I kind of stayed in it. But I didn't finish out the year in it because I wanted to move back into my common planner. So I have extra pages in here, and these are Stanza and Tomoe River paper. So it's the same paper I'm using in almost all of my planners and journals in 2024. So I thought it would be a good place to test. So I'm just going to go in order, and I'm going to dot and draw a line for each of the dots, and then I will go through and do the same thing for the markers. Okay, so there are the Moxy Life dots. Some of them are wetter than others, and some of the colors are a little dingier than I would have expected. I would have thought that the orange and the yellow, and even this gray, it's kind of, the Moxy Gray, it's kind of a brown gray. But overall, I think they're good. Let's see, where did I put my book? And they do match pretty well to the colors in the goal book, and as long as I'm using these, then I'm consistent across the board. So it doesn't really matter if they're 100% a perfect match. But that's the dot markers. I will say I don't like them as much as Zig Clean color dot markers. The bullet tip, or the bullet tip, I think is too thick. I think it should have been thinner, kind of like how the Zig Clean color dot markers are, just because this bullet tip and this bullet tip are going to be almost the same. And I would have rather had one that was more like a fine liner, a little bit thinner. And then the dot part, it's not as soft. It's a little bit harder to kind of smush. But overall, they're nice, and I don't have to kind of curate my own collection to match my goals. So next we're going to do the markers, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to draw a mark in the same color order as I did the dots. I'm just going to lay the colors next to it. Okay, and there we have the markers. I am happy to say that the colors match And there's not a difference between the two because the colors on the caps of the markers, they were a lot brighter than the colors they actually come out in. So I was afraid they may not match 100%, but they actually do match, which is awesome. But see, there's not enough difference, I feel like, between the two bullet tips, but I don't actually need a different tip for what I'm going to be using these for, I don't think. So I don't think it's like a deal breaker or anything like that. I just think it would have behooved them to do like a fine liner tip or something different in one of the ends. But that's the Moxy dots and that's the Moxy markers. And then here we have the other side of the sans zen. So there is a little bit of bleed through, or it's wanting to bleed through on the ends with the Moxy markers, not really with the dots actually. The dots themselves, no. Almost wanting to on the end of the bullet tip, but really it's just on these Moxy markers. Mod liners don't do that on sans zen Tomoe River paper, but it doesn't bother me that there's a little bit there. And it could also be that I was a little heavy-handed when I was doing the swatching. But that is the shadowing and the little bit of bleed through, and those are the colors. So that's my order from Moxy Life. I just wanted to hop on to share it with you guys. I was excited they came out with coordinated highlighter / markers and dot markers, just because then I didn't have to curate my own set and they would match exactly to the goal setting books that I'll be using for 2024. That's my video sharing the Moxy markers and the Moxy dots. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them down below and I will definitely get back with you. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos, and don't forget to just scribble.